Hello all, Rodney Kincaid here again. This is a Jackson Pollock type background with Jesus and the disciples on this particular painting. And Jesus is explaining to them he must go to the cross. And immediately at that moment, Simon Peter says, "No, Lord, don't talk depressing. You don't have to do that." And Jesus said, "Get thee behind me, Satan. Yes, I do have to talk about that because I'm going to follow the plan that God has outlined for me."
Yes, we change.
This particular one is about Jesus healing this person, and I did it in a methodology of a Chagall stained glass. It's not a stained glass, it's canvas, but I did it on that with one of the Marys here, with Jesus, and two of the disciples. This one has been done 1,000, if not 200,000 times. It is a great man of faith, Abraham, who was told that through his son, the Messiah would come, but not the son of the flesh, the promised son, Isaac. And right about at that same moment, Abraham was said, "Kill your son," which was unthinkable to him, but he said, "Okay, Lord, I'll obey you." And he prepared all the things to sacrifice his own son. And at that very moment when he was ready to do it on Mount Moriah, the angel came down and said, "No, stop. God was just testing you." And I did also in a Mr. Peabody and Sherman cartoon using these two elements to lessen the effect of the, I think, tragedy turned wonderful. This particular one is Jesus and the disciples. And at that very moment, I put a little cartoon here in that one of the disciples was pulling a ponytail of this disciple. And also that Jesus himself went to this demoniac, extracted the demon, several demons, and put them into pigs at their request, and the pigs went violently down the cliff and drowned in the ocean. This also is a very famous story of Herod Antipas. There were several Herods in the Bible, and on this Herod was having an exotic dance done by Salome, and at the very moment that he said, he pledged himself to the guests that he would give her anything in the kingdom, up to half of the kingdom. So she went to her mother, a wicked mother, unfortunately, and asked, "Mother, what should I ask for?" And she asked for the head of John the Baptist. Here's one that we all find ourselves in, whether we want to go with the dark or with the light. Every day you wake up in the morning, you're thinking, do I want to go and really do this? Or is this other thing moving me more towards the light? It's a simple painting of dark or light. And I did also this intermingling Jackson Pollock sprinkles in here to give a certain kind of an effect. This is called two-faced, demon, deceit, felicity on the good side, and honor, with a sunlight. I'll just go into this song. Sunlight, sunlight in my soul today. Sunlight, sunlight all along the way. Since the Savior found me, took away my sin, I have had the sunlight of my love within. And here, this was probably the most famous, I would call it the painting of this particular show of 13 or 14 paintings. And this was Jesus knocking at this woman's particular heart's door. He has the key to her door. He's got a nice sweet knock, but she has to make the decision of whether anyone is going to come in or not. And unfortunately, up to this time, her heart's door has never been opened. Why? I don't know why. We're going to ask her. Because the vines are over it, the leaves, these are Ohio leaves all over it. By the way, I've picked up some Rome leaves that I'm going to paste on here later. And the door is an old, rustic wooden door, and it's never been opened. Jesus says, I come to your heart knocking. If any man let me in, I will come in and sup with him, and he with me. And back here is a particular popular story of Adam and Eve when they sinned and they had to leave the Garden of Eden. When they did leave the Garden of Eden, they were forced out by this angel. And it's in a very blue type setting. But even in this instance, when Adam and Eve did the most horrible, seems like sin plunging us all, the whole human race, in that direction, God's love, he sacrificed an animal and wanted to receive them back unto himself. Back up over here is a painting which we're just calling Death in Venice. A woman died and went to heaven and the angels taking her up. And it has a lot of the critical elements of Venice in Italy. This one has already been dealt with in another video, but it is simply a Christmas story for 2015 with Santa coming on top of the roof.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed the show.